Any people out there, you want that real content, that official realness, and you want to stay informed?
I want the content creators always capping.
Yeah, capping.
All on Twitter, all on social media, all on the podcast.
If you don't want content where they're reaching, talking nonsense, looking for likes.
Talk. 1, 2.
It's showtime!
All right. What's going on, Empire? What's going on, fellow faithful? If you find yourself here, yes, you are officially rocking out with the Real Talk 9 Talk crew. +1. Yes, we got a little company for y'all. And I'm going to get right into the agenda, guys. Don't have much for you today. Wow. This is the $1 million question. This is the reason for this show. Have we made strides? All right, as we discuss the state of the black quarterback in 2023. Now, this show started, thanks to our guests. Let's thank our guests for this show. Give them a round of applause. Yeah, this was something that kind of started on Twitter. But I found it interesting enough. Thought we could, put a show, make a segment out of this. I think it holds for a great debate, great discussion. And without any further ado, time to introduce crew. Hey, Real Talk 9 Talk. All right, from the west side, the best side, the faithful of all faithfuls, give it up for Fillmore's finest, Silverado. Yeah. Where's he at? All right, we also gonna stay on the west side, the best side. Let's give it up for not just any old cousin, but our first cousin, y'all, Super Dave, the OG. Yes, sir. We're going to take it on down to the dirty South Georgia. From the Mac Town, where they Mac Town. Give it up, y'all. Another.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got company, man. We got company. From North Kakalaki. Let's give it up, y'all. For the... I'm going to call this guy faithful of all faithful, too. He's very packed. Give it up, y'all, for Tarrerdome. Hey. Yes, sir. And last, but damn sure not least, from the Rotten Apple, New York City. Give it up, y'all. Hi, Niner style.
All right.
Yes, sir. And we are the Real Talk 9 Talk crew. Give it up again. Let's give it up again for the crew. So let me get this going third again. People chiming in. Y'all get this out. Bam, state of the black quarterback. Let's get it. All right, guys. So y'all know how we do around this time. We're gonna mellow it on out. Round robin. Hey. What's up? All right. So y'all guys know how we do around this time, man. We we don't come in kicking in the door without four falls, but we like to mellow it on out. Happy round robin. What's the question? Silverado Kev, brother, how was your day?
Hey man, blessed. Another day above ground, you feel me? Life is good, man. Truly blessed. And my favorite day of the week, you feel me? Well, it's Saturday. But yeah, you feel me?
All right.
My favorite day of the week too. Let's scoot on over. Also from the west side with the best rides. Good day, brother. How was your day?
It was good. You know that saying silence is golden?
Yes.
I got that in tenfold personally, but you'll have to stay tuned for that in late August.
All right, we're gonna scoot on down to Dirty Sizzle. Give it up for my man from the MacTown where they made MacTown, Prince of the South, you the Great. How was your day, brother?
Hey, it's awesome. I'm here. I mean, normally I still be at work, man, trying to get here. So it feels good to be here on time, man, and rocking out with y'all dudes, Tarrerdome. Let's get it.
And to that I say, brother,
True. Good to have you, bro.
it's all true. And last, but damn sure not least, let's give it up for our guests. Let's give it up for our guests. We've been kicking it with this brother for quite some time, and we're on the chat with real talkers. And brother,
that guy right there.
Word, how was your day?
Thank you, brothers. You are far too kind. Been what they say, a long time, but first time. This is where the flavor's at. From the music to the debates to the realness, man, you can't get much realer than Real Talk Niner Talk. I miss y'all boys, man. And we ended a little bit. We didn't end like we wanted to, but boy, the beginning is coming, and it's coming like a train. My day was pretty good. I had a day off finally. I work in emergency services down here at Fort Bragg, but I had the day off. Dee's little dog Dexter didn't bother me too much. I was just getting ready in anticipation of kicking it with my boys tonight, man. Let's just have a great one. A lot of people in the chat. I was on with Wayne Breezy earlier today, and he shouted y'all out and said, hey, man, get on that Real Talk Niner Talk tonight. Check y'all boy out. He gonna cut the food. So, much love.
All
right.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate
that very much.
It. Definitely appreciate it. Like we talked about Tarrerdome, you know, brothers just being in solidarity with one another. You know, that's big. You know, we at the end of the day, we all men up here. We're all fathers. You know, and nobody's ego is that big to where they can't admit where they're wrong when they're wrong.
Amen.
Even though my feelings on the situation, but at the end of the day, if we ever do some bullshit here on Real Talk, believe me, you ain't got to call it because we're gonna call it ourselves.
Amen.
Right.
That's all I can ask. Be a man. I gave you the acronym earlier today.
MAN. Give it to him again. Give it to him again, Tara.
Just be a man. Be masculine, accountable, and never give up on anything else. Be that man. Be that man.
All right.
Hey man, I'm gonna call you the Martin Luther King of 49er Talk.
Well, given his name, he should be the Chuck D of Niner Talk.
It's funny you say that, because that's growing up we used to call Chuck D the MLK of hip hop.
Right.
Brother, the MLK of 49er, man. You got your lane in that, brother. We're gonna give you another
Chuck
round.
D is my heart, man. When I preach, when I speak, I'm trying to resonate his vocal register, man. And he's a friend of mine on Twitter. And if he's on tonight, Chuck D, you know how we go, man. Hey, Carlton Ridenour, the story of America can't be told without Mr. Carlton Ridenour, Chuck D, a Public Enemy. That's my guy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Man, I had a chance to meet him the day before I started at San Diego State. It's memorable.
Whoa. You say Chuck D came to your school when you were there?
No. It was that tour where they headlined with Heavy D. His dancer had died, so it was him, Big Daddy Kane, Team of Digital Underground.
Oh,
yeah. We all kicked it over across the street from the sports arena.
Right on.
Stayed till about 2 o'clock.
Wow.
Out here.
Wow.
Okay.
And Tupac was a roadie here on tour with them at that time.
Yeah, Tupac was a roadie with Naughty by Nature. That was the tour.
Yeah, no wonder him and Tretch was so close. I mean, Tretch.
Oh man,
you can't say nothing about Tupac around Tretch, man.
Between that,
he out here with me, but he out here in Jersey.
Between that and what they did in Juice, they were real close.
They awesome.
Yeah, I forgot they did Juice.
Awesome. God rest his soul, man. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That was a memorable night.
Yeah, I bet we'll talk about that on On the
Right. Yeah, I got some stories for you there.
Oh, I know you do.
Hey, but nah, Tarrerdome, bro, for real, man. We appreciate you, man. Like, like I said, you that dude. Like you stand up, brother, and there's not many of you. Feel me? There's not many of us. So appreciate you, man.
Word is born.
And I had to say that.
Toast to Silverado Kev, everybody. Toast to Real Talk, Niner Talk. Yeah, I'm drinking a little cherry juice. I gotta watch that gout.
Man.
You got the light.
We want to thank you for spearheading this, because this is something we had talked about over the last couple of seasons, but we just never formulated a show. Now that our platform is big enough and almost at 10,000 subscribers as we broadcast here, so this has to be talked about.
Yes, sir. Y'all at 10,000. Go, y'all balling out here.
And man, we just work hard. That's it, man. We put
y'all should have sent me a little check or something, y'all.
Hey, like we always say, man. Hey, look, we ain't nothing without our supporters, man. So we appreciate it.
Right.
Hey, man, 10,000 strong.
We're here because of y'all, man. Like, bruh, it's humbling. I really remember when we had like 17 subscribers.
Yeah.
Y'all big time. Let me sit up straight. Y'all 10,000 subscribers.
Man, no, man.
My mama might be
we
watching.
the same when we started, man. We the same. You feel me? We ain't changed.
Okay, I see my homie in the chat. My man Callie Young. Give it up for Callie Young, y'all. That's my dude.
All right,
that's the real one. Callie, Christina Reed. I see all y'all in here. See High Tara with her fine self. Hey girl,
man,
Tarrerdome. You knew we had to have you up here at some point.
Community.
We got it. We only roll with the real ones, man. If you ain't real, we don't even mess with you, man.
Right.
They speak nothing but the truth. They don't even know how to lie.
True.
You got that Uncle Ruckus?
Hey, sometimes these sound bites are so appropriate for certain people,
Yes.
Now you wait till we get our calling line. I'm sure you're gonna burn out.
Incredible.
So much.
He brought Uncle Ruckus out.
Hey, impeccable. You know what I'm saying?
Sing along if you know the words. Don't trust them new words over there.
Speaking of that, hey, shout out Don, bro. Hey, shout out to you, Don, bro. Like,
Don, man, the world represented.
This all you. This your baby, man. You feel me? Super producer. You know what I'm saying? So, and you keep evolving. You feel me? Like,
right.
Sometimes you surprise me. Like, oh shit. Okay.
Don he is that dude. We've had our talks, man. Don, you know where I'm at with it, and the world.
And just the boldness to make a show about this. Much props to that.
Hey, look, man, and then the passion that Don have for it, dude. Don, he all about the show, man. I mean, me and Don talk sometimes for hours, dude. You know what I mean? Just about ideas about the show. Yeah, man. I mean, he really passionate about his baby, man. This man, baby, man. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Real Talk Niner Talk is not just it's not just a live stream.
Down about fight behind his Niner.
There's a brotherhood here.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Brotherhood here. But guys,
and I will too, though. We all
guys, we got a show to put on. The people are waiting.
Okay, hey,
it's showtime. All right. State of the Black quarterback. Now, Tarrerdome, I'm gonna take it back to the essence. I'm gonna take it back to where this all started. What spurred this show? Last week, what was it? 2 weeks ago, we were on with brother Henley. The Hensley or Henley? I'm sorry, Ryan. Don't kill me.
Ryan
G.
Henley. Yeah, we did Ryan Henley on Moody, and I think me and Ryan touched on the topic, and it was after we touched on the topic, we were met the next morning with a tweet from brother Tarrerdome here, and here is that tweet. Okay, can't say you didn't say it now. We got the tweet.
It's on
Angel's Advocate.
I'll let you read it, Tarrerdome, because these are your words, and Nobody can put it as eloquently.
I said, gentlemen, as it relates to the stigma of the quote unquote black quarterback in the NFL,
Yes, sir.
allow me to play Angels advocate because I ain't nobody devil, amen. Patrick Mahomes is considered the undisputed best in the game. The past Super Bowl had two black starting quarterbacks. Not to mention Deshaun Watson has a guaranteed contract. Please consider this in all that you put out in terms of if we're gonna say, well, we need to do more. They're gonna push back a little bit with, hey, hold on, had we looked at this here? That was my general feel.
I got something to say about that.
Speak your mind, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, Don, whenever you're ready, I'm saying, I'm
No, go ahead. We rolling, brother. We rolling. Let's rock. Let's rock out.
So Tara, you my guy.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I see what you meant, and I understand and I agree because they're two different things. But I understand and I agree. But only thing I'm saying is yes, there are certain of us who have kind of reached the mountaintop, got up there, and where we should be. But that's few and far in between. Had they been a little bit lighter complected, it's a whole lot easier path. You know what I'm saying? It's things are like you feel me? And it's just like, and then when we do have ones, that look like us, that make every excuse in the world initially as to why it may be happening, instead of just giving this man his props up front, like it do some of these other quarterbacks. So I agree with you, I do. I'm just saying that it's present, the stigma is there, and I said this on the show a while ago, Tarrerdome, and I want your opinion on it. It's one thing you never hear them say about white quarterbacks that they always say about black quarterbacks. And I'm gonna give you opportunity to see if you know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll tell you. But it's one thing you never hear them say when a white quarterback come out, kind of they popping, and they doing their thing.
Would it be he's so cerebral and he knows the game from a cerebral standpoint? He can think very, very good, or his mechanics are just so wonderful, and he doesn't have to depend on running. He can think and process really, really well. Am I in the neighborhood?
If I had $1 for every time I heard that over the past 4 decades, I'd be wealthier than Gates and Elon Musk combined.
God almighty.
Tarrerdome, you ain't just in the neighborhood, my brother. You at the front door, right?
God
but
almighty.
the one thing, matter, come on in. You feel me? But the one thing in particular I'm talking about is you never hear them say, "Wait till the league catches up to him," or "Wait till the league figures him out." That's always about us. You never hear them say about the white quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Wait till they start watching film. What? And I'm like, we're saying about him too. Like, why you do us like that? I mean, I know why. You feel me? What I'm saying, just stop doing us like that. My fault, man. All right.
Good.
Hey, where I'm at with it is, it's what he said was true, and we just seen we had 4 of them go in the draft. But are they gonna have the same opportunity in the same amount of time as some of these white quarterbacks, like the Sam Darnolds, the Baker Mayfields? We know these dudes trash, Mike Glennons, but they always seem to fall on their feet. They always every day come be trash, and the team will pick them up and big them up, act like they the next big thing. But we see players like, man, look, Cam Newton better than Sam Darnold. Cam Newton better than Baker Mayfield.
Easy.
And this boy he can't get a trial.
Right.
No, here's the bad stigma. Cam Newton was actually successful in the NFL. they will always come back to Jamarcus Russell.
Right. He's like the poster child. You're right. He's like the benchmark
That
for
is
every
the
black
poster
quarterback.
child of black quarterback failure.
I just want our leash to be as
Never mind that he
long.
was on a bad team with no talent whatsoever and had to fend for himself.
Right.
But every time you bring up Jamarcus Russell, the word failure just comes out.
Hey, all I just need for the NFL to do is that same rope that they give these white quarterbacks. Give that rope to the brothers too.
But see, those white quarterbacks become analysts, like Dan Orlovsky at ESPN.
Yes.
The man who ran out of bounds and gave teams 2 points automatically. He's now an expert.
Man, we got a dude on our roster that said he was seeing ghosts. And all this offseason, ever since we got this dude on the team, they've been bringing up he the best thrower we ever had. They trying to big this dude up, and he trash. He was trash in New York. He was trash in Carolina. He gonna be trash on the Niners if he make the roster. But they gonna try to anything. Trey didn't lose his job because of bad play. Trey lost the job because he was injured.
Right.
Injury.
Y'all ain't finna sit here and tell me that y'all seen anything that Sam Darnold did in the last 3-4 years and said that he better than anything that we could have got.
Further, I'll go back 7 years because we watched him at USC. He was trashed in. The only thing that saved him was the rest of the Pac-12 was trash.
Man, we got Sam Darnold. He was like toilet paper with doo-doo already on it.
You're lying, boy. Listen, I know I'm here in New York. I watch him just about every other Sunday, but I can't watch him like that. If they're local, I have to watch him sometime. He ain't it, man. And you're not gonna convince me that because he puts on the red and gold, he's just gonna magically become this stud. I think Kyle has a type. And let's be honest, I don't know. I don't. And, Denise, where you at there, Denise? I know she in here, but I got to call it. I just don't know if Kyle can really develop quarterbacks.
Kyle has never.
I don't think he can develop.
Kyle has never developed a quarterback, man. Even going back to his days. I'm in the DMV. I'm a Virginia guy. I'm a Richmond, Virginia guy. I saw him with the then Redskins, and they wanted Kirk Cousins. The owner wanted RG3.
But they got their Kirk, Tara. They made sure they got Kirk.
They ran him in the ground, up the middle, round the side, up the back, and he made sure Kirk Cousins got up in there. Do it sound a little familiar? With that game plan.
Yes.
That I really wasn't feeling the game
but
plan.
The only difference is Kyle actually picked Trey Lance, whereas Daniel Snyder actually picked RG3. That's the difference. That's why you don't see Trey Lance gone, because he has to save face somehow.
Well, you think Kyle's aware of this?
Okay. So Dave,
it's kind of look bad. It's gonna look like the Super Bowls. It's gonna start adding up like the Super Bowls up. Two brothers got blown up.
What you say? It's true, Dave. Right? Let's assume what you're saying is true, right? And that Trey was Kyle's picker, Kyle's guy. Well, damn, why you treat him like this? I'm starting to question whether or not that's true or not. Because I'm like, you don't. I think
it's the Shanahan. I think it's the Shanahan mentality. Going back to what Tarrerdome said, his father, who was the coach, made it plainly clear he did not want RG3. Even when they won games, it was never a compliment to RG3's play.
Right.
It was
this ain't about his daddy. Damn that.
Then when Kirk Cousins got over there, it was all about
if Kyle didn't want Trey, if Lynch didn't want Trey, who the hell wanted Trey then? Because
I'm
saying shit on the minute he walked in the door.
Kyle picked Trey. He said it himself. After they left,
he got here.
After when they got on the plane going to North Dakota, they were already drawing plays for Trey Lance.
Well, I didn't see none of them. No, we saw them.
They were running plays. That's the damn problem. They didn't use him as a quarterback. They used him as
I guess all the plays grew up for Trey, Purdy got him. Because I seen Purdy doing stuff that he didn't never call with Trey.
I noticed the game plan was different. I noticed it with Jimmy G. You know, my man get in there versus Arizona and versus Houston, the first half of Houston. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? We run what's called speedo concepts, slide concepts. We run snag, we run counter, and these things alike. And you are running simple RPOs that I can teach a high schooler to decipher quick, fast, in a hurry. What is going on here? What is that?
But look
and
at the first.
Says either thing. It says one of two things, and I'll let you finish. Either he didn't feel comfortable enough with Trey to do what he wanted to do at that particular time, or man, you just trying to serve him up as a meat sandwich. That's all I can deduce. That's all I can go. And those are the facts.
Here's another question though, because we now know that Trey hadn't been right those first 2 years. How much of that game plan was based on the fact that he was injured?
There's a factor. That is a factor as well. Maybe
makes a lot of sense.
I still think 50% Trey was better than 100% of Jimmy G, but that's just me.
Okay, so wait a minute.
True. You can put that Trey package together. Trey's initial year. Remember the very first couple of games. I think we were versus Green Bay. I think we were versus Detroit. Trey ain't do nothing but come in at the red zone and
put it in the end zone.
I was at the Detroit game.
Didn't he come in the red zone in 10 yards and in? And we ran something called spotter 2 wide banana. We roll a run pass option. You got the best tight end in the game. You got the best fullback in the game. You got Deebo Samuel's the most dynamic cat ever. Man, put him in the red zone. And then the rest of the year, the other 14 games, I think it was 14 then, we 13. Looking like, well, we don't know.
Remember, he did get the start against the Texans.
Right.
But they acting like, well, we got problems in the red zone. I guess we just got to go ahead and kick it. Made Robbie Gola all-pro. But, dude, I can't have them threes. I got to have some sevens. I'm like in Vegas, baby. Yeah. I got to roll sevens.
Well, I tell you this, Brother T. When we get in that red zone, man, I want 7. I don't want to come away with no field goal.
Yes,
I want 7. To me, that's like.
And why was it every time we were dead out of the water, they brought Trey in and we revived? I'm thinking that Seattle game the year before, when we had only scored 7 points in the first half. Jimmy somehow got injured. Trey got in there. First pass, Deebo Samuel, 70 yards down the field. We actually started moving the ball again.
Yeah.
Because that daggone
look,
first
man,
of all, Jimmy G,
game
I'm glad
changes.
he's the Oakland Raiders problem. I'm gonna talk to you about your brother. He's a Raider fan.
My brother. Yeah. Tell it to his ass.
Boy, you got some problems on y'all.
Him and them Raiders. And let me tell you something. I ain't had nothing since they signed Jimmy G. He quieted in the church mouse. That dude ain't got nothing to say.
Hey, the cold
that's all right because Brady's going to be their quarterback.
He finna damn near be a free agent again.
You know what it is for me?
Yep.
Oh no! He'll be with the clipboard just like he was in New England when Tom Brady was starting. Because that's who's going to take his job, and now he's part owner of the Raiders too.
You don't think TB12 gonna come back and add to that 89,214 yards, 649 touchdowns, baby?
Yeah.
He ain't even take his Amazon job or Fox or whatever. Tom said, "Hey, I gotta leave these out the dope. I know I bought the team, baby, but hey, I bought a little bit. I can get out there and I still can do it. I still can do it."
And ain't Jimmy out again? Ain't Jimmy injured again? Jimmy
yes.
They didn't sign him, did they? I thought they signed
physical.
They signed him. They signed him, and he had a waiver. He had a waiver
that they could get away from him if that injury nonsense started up.
Right
now, see, when we talk initial topic now, can can brothers of a tan melanin do something like that? Can we get another deal like that based on you having an injury?
Done.
I got to cue it up. Hold on. Let me answer that for
Y'all
you.
got every point right there, bro.
Let me answer that for you.
Hell no. No, no.
Hell to the no.
Hell to the no. To the no.
Oh, hell no.
You know we can't. Come on, bro.
Well played, sir.
You didn't even realize you set up.
played.
You and I do this about once a show. You set it up and didn't even realize it.
God, you are the Don Cornelius of the internet.
Hey,
You're breaking
That was a layup.
yeah, like, nah, that was an alley. That was an alley. Don't get that.
Yeah.
I threw that alley-oop, boy.
Don said, got it.
Hell no, that's a hell emphatically no.
That's you.
Absolutely.
You
Joe,
killed that
he's
one,
right
man.
on time.
You know we
Killed
can't
that one. They
get
stopped the game. Hey, Don, they stopped the game at Rucker Park on that one, bro.
Yeah. Everybody
You
ran
know
on the
when the
court.
dunk's so nasty, they
Wow.
just stop the game. Stop the game.
Well, look, just to
Hey, look.
piggyback off there, I got a graphic for that. You know,
Hey,
and you know,
Don,
we talking
Don,
about
give
trade
me 1
Peyton
second,
Manning.
Don, give me 1 second.
Okay, sir.
All right. I want to talk about this comment on the screen by Luke. He said, so we was battling in Arizona with the injured trade, right?
Sure was.
That's correct. But Dave, your point makes me think about something. Because as y'all know, I wrote an article about that and the way he used Trey in Arizona and everything. But now I'm thinking, so did he call a game plan knowing his finger was hurt? So he said, let me call a game plan to kind of where I'm not putting him in harm's way, calling plays, passes he can't make right now. I mean, that still don't mean using like a running back, but that may be part. Ooh, okay, Shanahan. All right. I mean,
I'm not giving Kyle that much credit.
No.
You're gonna have to show me. He gonna have to show.
You said, damn that.
I don't think you that smart.
Nah, you gonna have to show me. Nah.
Let me tell y'all something.
No,
And it's something that was
I'm not
very
saying you're off the
ironic.
hook. I'm just saying it made me think about some things. That's all.
Yeah.
Something very ironic between Purdy and Trey. Now, remember Trey's first start. Speaking of the Arizona game, Kev, you can attest to this. What was the setup in the backfield? The very first play of the game. The very first play one.
Oh man, look.
And hold on, think about who was
you,
at that
Don.
game at? Who was that coming up the edge? The same dude who put Purdy out. Hassan Riddick. Trey said, "No, baby, not me. I'm stepping up and I'm out of here."
Wow.
I danced too much in the pocket. Trey didn't sit there and wait for that motherfucker to come and hit him. Got the hell out of there and ran for a first down.
All right.
You did.
Nicely
I
done.
mentioned that in my article, right? Because I said, listen, not only is this his first start, you feel me, but he's still kind of green. And the first play, you go empty. Remember, Mitchell was to his right initially. But then Mitchell motioned out the backfield. And I'm like, oh, y'all going empty on the first play? Like, y'all want him to fail.
First play, tried to take his head taken off.
You said,
And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. George Kittle didn't play that game, did he?
No. George didn't play that game. We had Sanu ass out there dropping everything that you know.
Trey. Yep. Trey haven't had a chance.
You can't put the boy out there with a fixed deck and expect positive results, man. And I'm gonna give Trey credit because to his credit, the plays that he did make was the plays that the plays that were working was the plays that he had to kind of scamper out of and make. For instance, running to your right and throwing left against the Texans. Like I'm saying, he had to make that happen. Stuff is designed for him. He had to make that happen.
Speaking of that, right? Listen, I want to talk to that right quick. So earlier I said I have some numbers for y'all, right? And I got two numbers for y'all, and it fits the title of the show. So 4 and 8 are the two numbers I'm talking about, right? So you got some out here crowning Brock Purdy after just 8 games. And look, and I like Purdy. We like Purdy. You feel me?
I like Purdy.
So
I do.
you finna crown him. You finna crown a guy in 8 games, but call a dude a bust in only 4.
Oh, well, we know that.
You see what I'm saying?
And look, and when I guarantee you, if Purdy would have started the season at QB, he would have struggled. It would have been a struggle.
You know
the team was hitting on all cylinders by the time he touched the field.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only thing he had to do is not come in and mess it up.
Look,
that's all he had to come in and do.
But I'm not saying nothing, against Purdy. It's not like I don't dislike Purdy. I think he's a solid player.
Hey, I like him. I was damn about to buy me a Purdy jersey.
Hey, Joe.
I was at the first game where he came in. I was at the first game where he came in.
You in when we played Miami? Hey, man.
I was happy as hell.
I've been at that game.
I've been watching football. I've been watching football since 1975, man. I've been watching these Niners since the early 80s. And never have I ever seen a rookie come in and be poised, pinpoint.
I'll give him that. He's very poised. He came in a big game.
And just ready to prepare.
And he was swagged up too.
And man, he was doing these little subtle things that I had to go back and look at the film again. It's little things that you might have missed when you're in the stadium, but just it was just a 10-yard out. But this dude is manipulating that we train Silverado Kev. You can tell we train our guys to look at that stripe when our linebackers drop. Look at that stripe on his helmet. That's where he's looking to throw. Usually a rookie or a young quarterback, that stripe will go to one side, man. You can start flowing over there. This dude was looking that way and then coming back that way. Man, I said, we got trouble on our hands right here. And then he would pause it a little bit, hesitate, jump back, get set, and he always kept that left hand over his right foot. He kept that high, beautiful elbow, and man, he would release like I done seen Drew Brees do it, like I done seen Tom Brady do it, like I done seen everybody say you got to do it. I said we got trouble, and then when he was up there and looking at, they were going zero coverage. They were going zero cut. Them Miami Dolphins won't playing. Them Miami Dolphins had cracked up Jimmy G and used them for a dirty a rag. And he would look down and stare down them boys. Oliver, we had Phillips from the U, Phillips, Wilkerson, and Irving. Man, them boys, that boy came in.
Hey,
he came
Terra,
veteran.
Terra.
It was something different.
Terra, do me a favor.
Talk to me.
When my boy Trey come out there and do the same thing, you better have the same energy. When the color,
I will give it all the passion it deserves. If they come out there now,
I think
do the exact same thing. If he can take us from a heart attack, 24 points a game, hoping we will win with Jimmy G and hoping he don't throw that pick, to 33.5 points a game, I ain't got nothing else to say. I'll say, Trey, you that dude.
But Terra, let me interject here, brother.
The rookie, I just can't poo-poo him and say we could have threw anybody in there.
Because we seen that didn't work. We tried
to. You saw that in the NFC Championship game with Josh Johnson.
Remember how the last time that happened?
Yeah, you saw that with Josh Johnson.
Yeah. What?
Hey, Terra, let me interject and say this.
Go ahead.
Okay. Purdy, remember, he's a 4-year starter. The boy had tons of college experience. So
but he was
and he has to know the game. So what I'm saying is this, and this is coming from a coach. Even though it was a different sport, I always tell the guys, if you're sitting on the bench, you watching, you're absorbing, you're supposed to be paying attention to what's going on so that when you get in there and you get your turn, you know what's going on.
No doubt.
You think at some point, this guy with all this experience, he ain't a dummy. He ain't a dummy now.
No,
sitting there watching all the shit that Jimmy's doing, watching Jimmy, looking at the things that Jimmy's not doing that he could be doing. You don't think that played a part? His experience?
I have to say something got into that dude, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like
So-
Lil Bow Wow and he got some magic cleats or something.
So that
But
brother
I was
saw
looking
Jimmy.
at a 5-year starter.
But I believe the brother sat on that sideline and studied Jimmy and saw what was going on. So
Yes,
Jimmy,
he
was
Hey, look, and he said every step of the way, he said Trey and Jimmy both was helping him every step of the way.
And I got to shout out Brian Greasy. It was something different, man. Brian Greasy and Clint Kubiak. They were a wonderful additions this year. I saw Jimmy was playing his best ball, is what I'm saying, fellas.
Right.
Jimmy was playing his best ball.
Well, the best
in
he
those
could play.
11 games.
Is that such a thing?
And we still were at 24.3 points a game. This kid gets in cold as ice, and he didn't have a game under 33 points, with the exception of Seattle, where they cheated and Bosa just tackled Geno and they took back a pick six, and we could have ran at the end. Jordan Mason ran out of gas at the 1 foot line. We still had a minute and 30 left. We could have threw 14 on that. Other than that, man, this dude was beating playoff teams like they stole something. He was putting up 33.5 a game. And then he went to the playoffs.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Duncan was that.
Anybody could have thrown up 33.5 points a game if they weren't number 10. They didn't get a chance to.
Yeah,
Jimmy was passing up on, and I believe he
Jimmy had the same team. Jimmy had the same strength of schedule. Jimmy had as much time. He had CMC and all that. And I went back and looked. I said, well, maybe it was the addition of CMC that made it good. So I went back and looked at the numbers, fellas. I looked at the production. I broke it down. George Kittle went from 4 touchdowns to 7 touchdowns with Brock Purdy. Brandon Ayuk went from yards per catch to about a 10% stretch on his yards per catch, and this is the first time he went to 1,000 yards. And I said, well, what about Debo? I mean, Debo had a bad year this time. Debo got hurt against Tampa. That's why his numbers didn't go. Debo missed 3 games.
I don't think Debo came back in top shape this year. I don't think
he didn't. But
he already wasn't in the best shape anyway.
But
it also comes from
Jimmy
actually
G had Debo, our All-Pro #1 wide receiver. He had him,
but he actually Brock Purdy actually spread the ball around.
Yes.
He didn't have receivers with 10 to 12 catches and everybody standing on the sideline. He used everybody. Where Jimmy Kittle was always his target. You knew Debo was going to run something out the backfield.
And what we got from Jimmy was pretty much expected. We didn't expect much from this dude.
No.
We knew the rest of the team had to carry him. So when Purdy came in and threw 2 touchdowns a game, we was like, "Oh shit, hell yeah!" You know, we ain't never seen that.
All I could
the thing about that Miami game that I can testify to,
talk to me,
is after that first drive that he scored, nobody missed Jimmy, not one person.
Well, a lot of them gonna tell you who. You know,
I was glad he was gone.
Yeah, well, look, you and everybody over here, and we still glad Jimmy gone. Let's give a round of applause for Jimmy being gone. Ain't nobody missing that dude. Ain't nobody missing that dude, man. Trust me, nobody over here missing him.
The way Purdy played
for the Raiders, but then again, not really. You know, it's kind of cool kicking my brother's ass and and heckling him and messing with him and just watching him ignore me because he know what it is, man. He knows what it is. I would bring him back on the show, but it's just such low hanging fruit for what? It's just too easy. You know, the Raiders. This is too easy.
Yeah, you don't want to punch down.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my man too. What's my man? The TikTok dude.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's
the
TikTok?
Rams guy.
The Rams dude. What's my brother? What's the brother name?
Ramelia
or
Jim Everett.
No, we're talking about that. He's another content creator who comes on. You know, he's a Rams.
Yeah, he was on with us one time.
But I give him his credit though. He showed up afterward.
He did.
You know, with my brother. I told you my brother wasn't coming back. Tell me I'll be back. I knew he wasn't bringing his ass back.
No, he did.
No.
No, he did.
Now, it's funny. We had 2 Dallas Cowboy fans in here. Remember before that game? They was talking shit.
Won't they?
Man, and you know the deal on that. We ain't see them afterward.
I know you didn't. Them Cowboys, and they did come with it, man. That daggone Michael. Looking back at the film, Michael Parsons is real.
Was a lot better than it was. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. After the Tampa Bay game, they felt for, and they had revenge on their mind, man. My whole family is Cowboy fans. They were hot about how we beat them the year before, and they ran out of time, only to have the worst last play ever to be drawn up in NFL history. They had to do a muddle huddle or something.
We gave them back-to-back trips to Pakistan.
Get on out of here. Can't wait to do it this year.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, y'all gonna go on the 8th? I might take the wife and my mom on the 8th of October. We got them in not Candlestick. You know I'm old. Levi's.
Man, we saw them ticket prices.
By the way, them prices looking.
Oh, word. Oh,
yeah. You said you taking your mom and your wife to that Cowboy game in Levi?
Yeah, man.
I don't think I would do
that.
You ball.
Wow.
Bro.
I set aside a little bit here and there. I just set it aside.
I'm doing something wrong. I mean,
me too. Like, a lot of something.
I got a daughter who works at the airline too. So we fly space day. It's ways around it. We'll talk.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah, but do your thing, brother. Do your thing, man.
I don't want to pay for my ticket, let alone 2 others.
Enjoy. Like I said, if we could work something out, if somehow find out ourselves out there, we're gonna be there, man. But we definitely gonna hit a game though. We just don't know which one exactly yet. That was the game we initially wanted to go at, but them ticket prices.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I enjoyed it. San Francisco is my favorite city in the world. You know, I go to Bobo's for the filet mignon, the bone-in filet mignon on Lombard, man. Yep. We done been up to Napa, taking them little wine tasting.
Oh, you took the wine train?
Man, we ain't going to train. We just drove to a couple of, and I ain't know you're supposed to spit the wine out. I was just
that's kind of like Dom with the double dip.
Yep.
It's awesome, man. I love it. We did the Alcatraz store. We love that, man. Pier 39.
Pier 39, yeah. In the Mississippi, we did that last flight. We had a late flight, so we went out to the city early, did the trolley cars and everything. It was cool, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was different, it was different.
Wonderful city. I love
being from the other side. It was different. It was cool, man. It was cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a dope place.
Experience, man. I just know this. I'm gonna learn to respect that West Coast weather. I went out there without a real hoodie. I had a t-shirt hoodie on. Man,
yeah. Oh, she cut it nice. Once that sun go down, bro, it looked different.
No, the sun was up. Oh, that breeze off that water, man, was
in the bay, it's different. Oh, that water dropped about 10 degrees.
No, I had to respect it. I say, I'm out there thinking, okay, I'm from New York. Yeah, we got cool air here. That shit showed me, Jack.
So there's a reason only one person ever survived escaping Alcatraz.
Yeah, I saw Alcatraz.
It's no way they swam from that Alcatraz to the coast, dude.
Yeah, somebody met them out there in a boat or something.
Yeah.
Somebody met them halfway.
Yeah. Don Corleone
put them in the boat.
In school, I was at Alcatraz once a year. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. 3 times a year, along with Angel Island. Doing a field trip for us. You feel me? I mean, so and I know that water cold.
Yes, sir.
It was cold.
Hey, man, look.
But y'all know some guys, we didn't even do the roll call, man. My apologies.
Oh, yeah, do the roll call.
Apologies.
Bring it back to VA for me, baby. Hit that for real for me.
You know what? Man. We started real talkers.
We sorry, man. I profuse apologies.
Here we come, though.
Before we do anything,
we see y'all. And we're sharing your comments. Here we come, though.
That's right. Y'all know the deal. She's in the building. There she is. There she is.
Get this over with right now.
That's right. It's a battle. It's a battle. Sarah. Battle here.
Never a battle.
Battle. All right, y'all know around this how we do around this time. So, it's never official without the queen.
Is your queen to be a queen to be forever?
Let's give it up, y'all. All right, we got
Stand my queen.
Real talk.
I'm very done. He held that mic like James Brown.
I'm sorry,
This week.
I'm sorry, Trevor. I know you're new to the show, man, but
I thought you was gonna fall to the
You gotta
floor.
go like Lenny Williams on that thing, girl.
I was waiting for him to take that mic stand to the floor with it.
Hey, that boy Jew and old Eddie Kane Jr. You didn't he with the mic?
Jump up through that split.
Nobody said like old Eddie Kane.
You cut the mic. He won. This is rigged. Goddamn.
Hey, look at the comments. It's the mic. It's the mic.
See, hey, look, I had to get him because he don't won by default 2 weeks in a row.
He did.
So I had to get him.
Yeah, you was ready. You was ready. You had a little something for him.
Hey. Now I'm talking about yang.
You gotta do the cold-blooded, man.
That raindrops will fall.
You're gonna meet him outside the concert. Can't nobody sing it like Eddie Kane Jr.
Oh,
What we got here, y'all? Now,
man, get to the road.
There was a point made earlier about the rope that brothers are giving in the NFL. We ain't got much. We don't get much rope.
The roll call.
Oh shit! Damn, I forgot to go into the full roll call. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we got
You're right. I was about to go right into it.
Hey, that's what a whooping to do to you. That's what a whooping to do to you.
Let me tell you.
Take that.
All right, y'all. This is my favorite part of the show. Your favorite part of the show. We're gonna get into the roll call. Let's get it. Hey, real talk, kind of chat. Say what? It's the roll call. It's the roll call. All right, and the place to be. Let's give it up for Christy Marie. KM in the building. Give it up for Christy, y'all.
What's happening, Christy?
Yes. Oh, next in the building, we got a new face. That's Miss Tara. That's Miss Tara, ain't it? Ain't it, Tara?
That is the beauty.
That's the name. I said I
The love of my life. Yeah, there you go.
Your husband is a very exceptional man. Great to have him on the show. Let's give it up, y'all, for D-High.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
What? All right. In the place to be, give it up for my brother LTV, the Don. Give it up for Luke, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. She is the matriarch of the Real Talk 90 Talk crew. So nice we had to wipe her off and introduce her twice. Give it up, y'all, for Panama. Panama, the queen.
What's going on, Panama?
From the NYC with me. Also from Harvard. Let's give it up for my man, T.Y. Ty Austin. Give it up for Ty Austin, y'all.
What up, Ty?
Roll call is the roll call. All right, give it up for my man Big Mike in the place to be. Yeah, we see you too, brother. Give it up for Woke Niner Recaps, aka Mike.
Yes, sir.
Give it up for Woke, y'all.
What up, Woke?
Hey, the dope MC is a dope MC. From the west side, the best side where the west ride. Give it up for our guy. Also responsible for our new. We also have a new, just so you guys know, we have a new song, presented.
Awesome track.
And only 49er dude.
Yes, sir.
You gonna close out with
Hey,
the track.
appreciate you, man.
Stay tuned.
Thank you.
All right, give it up for KC in the place to be. Brother Kelps. Kelps Chronicles. Give it up for Kelps, y'all.
My dude. What's up, Kel? God bless you, my man.
Hey, it's a 187 on the undercover car. Give it up for 187. I would say he's the biggest Purdy fan on the planet. Give it up for brother 187, y'all. 87. He's a Purdyite. Where they at? All right, from Ohio, from the Midwest himself. Give it up for my man, my Twitter homie, Cali Young.
Cali swag.
Yes, sir.
All right, for our sister.
There she
Another
is.
sister, the one we could never diss. Give it up, y'all. Cinnamon kids. Give it up for Cinnamon, y'all. Yes, sir.
My pizza came out.
All right, give it up for brother BC, Brian Cope. Give it up for Brian Cope, y'all.
Yes,
VA,
sir.
Brian. VA, my man. Bad News, Virginia. What's up, baby?
I don't know what you did there, Tarrerdome, but I followed it. I hope it don't get me in trouble.
You good.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. All right. Let's give it up for our sister from another mister, the one who never bites her tongue. Give it up, y'all, for Denise. G.
Right, Denise?
Same OG.
Hey, G, where's K-Squad? I ain't seen him yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he ain't in here.
Numbers coming in.
You in there?
Yeah, latecomers coming in.
Hey, come on through.
Our brother from across the pond. He got the shit 49er cap for his logo. Give it up for that dude, man. Let's give it up for the notorious GAV.
Oh,
Y'all know this man that got
oh.
the 49er cap on. From across the pond. All right. Yeah, okay, guys. That'll conclude the roll call. Oh, I'm sorry. We got one more.
You got
49ers Chanel. Give it up for 49ers Chanel.
49ers Chanel.
Hey, what up, Chanel? What's happening?
Sorry, a lot of heads in here today. A lot of heads. Okay, that's about it. All right.
Hey.
That will conclude.
we got two latecomers that came in. Monty Williams checking in.
Okay, Monty. What's happening?
What's up, Monty?
And Mr. G 49er is also here.
William.
What up, G?
We also got brother G, Mr. G, 49er 00. Give it up for Mr. G. Yeah, no man left behind. No man left behind.
Did we get Bebop?
Oh, get Bebop Jones. That's my dude.
Don't
Oh, no,
stop.
no. Get Bebop.
Bebop Jones.
Hey.
I see a young man named Tone and David Henry Edmondson.
That's me.
Okay. No, I just don't misname. Hey, Judy Great, are you Tone? The Tone is in here.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget Tone.
You know, the point Brother Tarrerdome was making earlier when he was discussing the whole rope thing, and brothers just really not giving much of a chance, just being on that tight leash. All right, we'll take a look here. Peyton Manning's rookie season.
Oh,
he threw 28 interceptions, which broke the 56-year-old record of 27 for most interceptions by a rookie in a season. The Colts ended up with a disappointing 3-13 record, and Manning a 71.2 quarterback rating. That the Colts preserved with him beyond that season was not a surprise either. Right. Let's talk about
all right. Oh, what?
Let's talk about it. Talking about leashes.
Yeah,
listen. We wouldn't be. We'd be out of the league at the end of that.
And he wouldn't have gotten those 3 wins without Marshall Faulk, who was traded the next year.
Yeah. They traded him in And then they brought in Edge, Edgerrin James from the U.
Adrian James.
Man.
What I
might
tell you,
have a
Terry?
little- yeah, you know, I like
talking
the
about you, Jew. Hey, we're gonna give you a break this time.
Hey, dude, he said, I see you like the U. I said, yeah, man, who don't like the U? He said,
Hey,
Jew the Great
hey,
one
hold
has
on,
some
y'all.
problems with you.
I told him, Jew, if you ain't talking Florida, he got issues, man.
I'm a Gator, man. I'm a Gator through and through.
It's all right. And
Hey, look, you done coming here all funky and talking stuff like OG, man. OG be coming at me, man. You know what I mean? So
hey, respect.
I wasn't trying to
in the
diss you. I'm
Sunshine
just trying
State.
to
Right.
emphasize that Peyton Manning wasn't
I'm
gonna
gonna let it
win.
go. I ain't gonna bring out no pistols or nothing like that. Hey man, y'all got a good team down there. I respect Florida.
but see, look, you can do that. You can do that. When OG talk about my team, he gotta talk trash about us. He don't give us no respect.
Oh man.
Now I apologize, Dave. I deserve it.
I apologize
He
for
capping,
what?
Dave. He capping.
Stop the cap.
He capping. You know you
Apologize for what?
I come in peace.
Talk about my team, man.
I didn't mention the Gators at all today.
I ain't talking about today. We talking about
Not that
old
they're
stuff.
worth mentioning, but that's beside the point.
Well, Florida's
See, I can't get no look.
We got Panama. She's
You got the
she's a
context. You
semi-criminal.
let it go.
We got two with the Gators. You know, we got Terry with the U. So Florida in the building here. Florida in the building. Let's get them
Florida
brothers.
represent the Sunshine State.
Get them brothers in Fox. They still
The ball is
Sunshine
gone,
State.
you know. I like it.
But you know who else the Colts also allowed to fail their first season? Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
He didn't have a great first season, but
Right.
they kept him as long as they did.
Right. They were
A lot of these quarterbacks.
Man,
they were quote unquote can't miss kids, you know.
yeah, that was a brother. He would have been benched when he threw 14 interceptions. He wouldn't even had a chance to get that 28.
14, he'd have been benched at 10.
Right.
Or they would have been
way before he
kind
been
of way. I done seen a couple of people like who shall remain nameless, who wrote Brock Purdy. Not Brock Purdy, but Trey, before he even played, dude. I was seeing in the chat, he's a bust. He can't do this. He can't do that.
Yep.
Before the games were
4 games on this built be a bust. How?
It was wearing my man out. And I'm a big Trey dude, man. I roll hard for Trey. I know I'm one of his biggest proponents. I do now. I hope the best for the kid, man.
Right.
He had to clean up some things, and I knew how they were going to come at him about the mechanics. I have receipts with me tweeting them back in March of 22. I said, Trey, they gonna come at you about your mechanics. I clean this up.
But why we only hear about mechanics when it only come to a black quarterback? I ain't never heard them say nothing about mechanics with a white quarterback. Never.
Not even Brett Favre.
Because we don't rely solely on the pass. We have the ability to escape. We have the ability to make guys step back with our running ability.
Yeah,
and there's some stuff that just come with it, man. And when I'm talking to young brothers coming to the job, coming into the government, coming into the fire department, it's some stereotypical things that they gonna think about you coming in the door. Let's clean that up as soon as, and let that not be an issue. If you come at me, come some other kind of way, but don't say these stereotypical things that I know you gonna come at me with. Let's eliminate that, So for my beautiful Euro American people, they say, well, he's a little late now, Mr. Terror. We can't make
that. But sometimes historically that hasn't even worked. Because Warren Moon wasn't an option first run quarterback, and he had to go to the CFL to come back and get his props.
Indeed.
Well,
Look,
Warren
that
Moon's
man
story is so
football better
interesting,
than
man. So
anybody has
interesting
ever
story,
done
man.
anything. That is a beautiful ball, man. Warren Moon. I mean, that spiral is tight. It gets their field, and he can hit a gnat's ass from 60 yards. That dude was it. And they come in.
Hey, man, but look,
they made
look.
this dude go out.
I give my man all right to that. Also, guys, real quick, let me give a shout out to my man Marmello from the NYC with me, from that Brooklyn Red and Gold crew. Give it up for 49er Jeff. That's my man, y'all. Brooklyn in the house.
The only black quarterback I remember. The only black quarterback I ever remember where he wasn't criticized heavily is the late Steve McNair. That is the only one.
You couldn't mess with Alcorn State, Omega Psi-Phi. He came in, people were bouncing off Omega Psi-Phi, man. Steve McNair was it.
Yeah, McNair was cold.
See, man, look.
He'd be hurt the whole week and come in, and this dude dragged Jeff Fisher, who was sorry, Rams fan,
yes,
to the Super Bowl and was within 6 inches of winning that. Steve McNair was it, man. Black College, HBCU, shout out. Air McNair, God rest.
Yeah. Give it up, Steve McNair. I like this comment here by Mr. G, y'all.
Yeah, I'm going to say something. You go ahead.
Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead,
Kev.
No, so that's just it, right? I had something else to say, but seeing this, I'm from the call audible. Omaha. But anyway, this coming right here, right? Williams, Cordell, Mike, Warren Moon, all that, and they say they're always an athlete first, and that's okay. But don't say that and then hold it against them and hold them hostage to it. You feel me?
Right.
Because they talk about that aspect like there's nothing else. And again, Tarrerdome, this is part of my point. They don't do that to white quarterbacks. Like they don't never put them in like in a box, in a hole, or just a box, and say, listen, this is an issue. And like you said, Tarrerdome, a minute ago, you said, let's clean this up. You never hear that initially about a white quarterback. Now,
you nope.
You don't. Hold on. Also, the fucked up part about it is, like Air McNair, they gave him his props eventually, because on the way to him getting better and better, they was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. You feel me? It's always like it's not gonna last.
But hey, Kev, but with Air McNair, they only gave him a little bit of props because he had to share the MVP with a motherfucker. He couldn't even just win it by himself.
Word up.
That's our whole point. They see it totally differently. And whenever a black quarterback come out, balling pretty much from jump, it's always, okay, eventually they're going to figure him out. Eventually, they're going to start watching tape, and then they're going to neutralize him. But they never say that about a white quarterback. And I understand
man. It's always that, it is. But I will say this. I looked at the numbers and projected starters. 46% are of African American descent this year.
And you know what?
We had our first draft, and I seen 4 quarterbacks go in the first day. All of them was brothers. I looked at the numbers because you can have a token. You know how they give a token this and a token that. They can throw this and that, but where the bottom line is your money. I looked at the top 10 paid guaranteed contracts, guaranteed money. The first 6 are of African American descent, and the final top 10, 7 of the top 10 are brothers.
Listen, we're not disputing.
The needle has moved a little bit.
Disputing the fact, none of that, Tarrerdome. We're not disputing the numbers where you said 7 of the top 10 are black. That's cool. Like we proud of that. That number needs to grow, but we're proud of where it is, right? And it's progressing. Our point is that regardless of the numbers, we're looked at and categorized completely differently, and you can't tell us no different You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and it's always an excuse why black quarterback is good off bat. It's never just, oh, this guy was everything we thought he was going to be. It's always, well, you know, we'll see how long this lasts. And
hey, then another thing with the black quarterback, with a black quarterback, they don't never give us our props for having an all-around game, being able to throw and pass. I mean, run in, throw. But they praise Josh Allen. Josh Allen out here running like a black dude. You know what I mean? I ain't heard nobody say he run too much. None of that shit. The pocket breakdown, he getting up out of there. But let him would have been black. They would have been like, oh, he need to stay in the pocket.
They would call it a dual threat guy.
Yep.
Doesn't stay in the pocket. But see, with Josh Allen, he's so dynamic.
Yep.
Well, that's the code they use. I mean, we had that. I got to find that clip. I'm sorry, Charles. We got to find that clip with Warren Moon and the brothers, and they were sitting there talking.
Right.
And they were just dropping it, man. And Warren Moon was like, we had to literally hold back on our athleticism and our ability just so we don't get categorized.
Yeah, don't even.
That's why Lamar Jackson didn't run the 40 at the combine.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Hey, man, shout out to Lamar and his mom, man. And Jalen and his these beautiful ladies know ball, and they know corporations. They know how to get it done. And that was a wonderful decision by Lamar. I ain't running, man. I ain't running because I know what you're gonna do.
He'd have been a DB.
You might make me a cornerback if I come out here and throw that 49 on you.
Right. And see, let's be honest.
I went up to Baltimore a couple years. Yeah, he
don't deal with that. Like Kev was saying earlier, that's not a reality for them. That's not stuff that they have to deal with.
Hey,
you know?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'm talking to the panel, and I'm talking to the real talkers, right?
Real talkers, everybody.
Do me a favor. Name me one white quarterback that tried to change his position to something other than quarterback because he had athletic traits.
Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill. Yep, Tebow Tannehill.
Okay,
definitely Tebow.
Where did Tim Tebow go?
The numbers won't be nowhere near.
I'm talking about not eventually. I'm talking about be it the combine, the pro day.
Oh yeah.
No, they ain't do that.
Right, that's my point.
You only backing the Tebow because he went to Florida, man. Get out of here, man.
Best college football player ever.
Get out of here.
Tell Tebow, baby. Tell Tebow, baby.
Everybody within the sound of my voice, please go back.
Tell Tebow, baby.
Look at Barry Sanders' game by game 1988 season for the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Hey, it was some good ones though, man. You can talk about Prime, you can talk about Mike Vick, you can talk about a lot of them, man.
Oh man,
I watched him dismantle
look line by line for Barry Sanders stats in 1988, his come out year, and it looks like Madden. It looks like a video game,
a cheat code.
Like you're playing on rookie.
I personally watched him in the Holiday Bowl that season demolish the opponent by himself.
Man, you watch Jesus play Moses now.
And yet you
Hey, look, I ain't gonna let you keep talking about my team, man.
When you say the best college player ever,
and yet you can't
pro-am,
he averaged 250 yards a game, 2 touchdowns or something like that. Wow. It was sick, man. He would run for 300 yards in a game. They took him out halfway through the fourth.
Wow, we got a Tim Tebow here. You're right, you. But I don't think his
Taysom Hill, yeah, that's another one.
But what Ken was saying did they try to change their position at the combine?
Right.
I can't think of nobody before the draft.
Nah. They don't do them like that.
No.
Well, I got the mic. True. We're not gonna speed past the fact that you said Attended Jerusalem International.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I know, nice.
Oh,
Y'all some cold
Get him off you, Dave.
That's
that's my
all.
brother. That's my brother, man. That's my brother.
Florida wasn't relevant then. They're not relevant now.
You got him started.
Oh.
I can't help you on this one. You got him started.
Shots fired.
Really? Hey, look what Luke put down there. Look.
Larry Sanders, OK State. Yeah, man. Them Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma State Cowboys Bears. That
You're not even going to acknowledge the catch from Dwight Clark first. I mean, come on.
Oh, man.
That's blasphemous.
We'll do a little educational thing here, man. We want to get into some of the brothers.
That's blasphemous, right?
We're gonna get into two brothers here who are groundbreaking, African American quarterbacks in the league. Okay, y'all know this brother. I think we showcased him on our racism in the NFL broadcast. All right, brother Fritz Pollard, AP 94, brother passed away in 1986. January 27. I'm sorry, Frederick Douglass Fritz Pollard was an African American football player and coach. In 1921, he became the first African American head coach in the National Football League. Pollard and Bobby Marshall were the first two African American players in the NFL in 1920. Football pioneer Walter Camp called Pollard one of the greatest runners these eyes have ever seen. All right, let's give it to Pollard.
All right.
Brother Fritz Pollard. We got another brother here researched and came up on, and what a name for the position. Brother Willie Thrower.
Oh, wow.
Kind of Lamar Jackson-ish, correct? If you look at it.
Man, that's dope. Yeah, he do.
Right. Thrower became the first African-American quarterback to play in the Big Ten, and later he accomplished the same feat in the National Football League when he played with the Chicago Bears in 1953. Upon completion of his career in East Lansing, Detroit, in the East Lansing, Detroit area, sports writers declared Thrower as one of the most graceful passers ever to play in the Midwest. While his name may not be highly recognizable to many today, the path he laid in the 1950s for the future of football and for the future of African Americans goes without question. That's Willie Thrower, y'all.
Oh, man, you
Thrower.
Hey, bro. You done hit me on.
All right.
I did not know about him.
Yeah, and I like to do these things, man. I like to study the game, find these guys, and let's give them their flowers, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie.
You ain't gonna forget that. Yeah, Willie Thrower. That is
Thrower. He's a thrower.
Apropos.
His last name, Thrower. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna never meet another thrower in your life.
Yeah. And my dad told me a long time ago, you ain't a real man till you know 2 or 3 Willies. I know Willie Miller, Willie Walker, Willie Jr.
Yeah, I work with a Willie.
Every good story starts
down on third.
Yeah. They say, well, yeah, I was at Willie house. Which Willie? Oh, yeah, Willie Jones. Yeah, man. Nobody shut up. Everything started with a Willie. You a grown man when you know a couple Willies.
Yeah, I know a couple of Willies, man.
Willie from the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, yeah. Dang.
Yeah, man. Well, we do a little everything here, man. I'm gonna wait for Dave to get back in before I go into it. I don't want him to miss it, and I know this brother wouldn't want him to miss it. But our 6th and honorary member of the Real Talk 92 crew is none other than my man D Sizzle. We got D Sizzle back. He got some things to say, on this topic. Sizzle's a wild boy, y'all know. He's got some topic. He got some things to say on this topic, man. And I'm gonna go ahead. Where you at, Dave? See, y'all done pissed Dave off. Y'all cracking on.
They hit him up on the cloud phone. He got the cloud phone. They hit him up.
Hit him up on the cloud. All right, guys. Well, listen, man. Before we move any further, I want to give a shout out and a great welcome back from the dead. Let's give it up for brother D Sizzle. Another installment of Sizzle Says. Let's get it.
Oh shit! He's so back! Yeah!
that, brother?
Glad to be back, y'all. Missed you. Let me get these notes. Yeah! Woo! Guess what? D Sizzle is back. Thanks, black fellas. Die, man. Everybody do. Die. Oh, man. Especially, I love y'all, man. Appreciate it. Be careful, man. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for letting me back here, man. I'm sorry. Y'all pretty sure I needed that shit. All right. Yeah. Anyway, on to the shit. Number one on the list, man. I ain't got too much to say, man. These OTAs and stuff like that, man. I don't be tripping on too much politics and stuff. For me, be stressing me out. I ain't got time for that. You see, we're kicking in here. All right, yeah. Really tell you the truth, I ain't even worried about but one quarterback. That's it. That's Trey, man. That's it. Only one for me. Number two on the list. Just to help y'all out. Lamar Jackson just showed everybody what you don't need. You don't need no agent. Boy, them boys just got broke off. Yep. Number three on the list. The reason why I going down like that, they just mad because Tom Brady gone. He gone. He didn't ball Stacy to the Raiders. I got his hand in y'all pockets like he did on the Tuck Rule game here. Yeah. Last but not least, yeah. OTAs. I think they need to change the name of the OTAs. Yeah. It should be mind your own goddamn business. It won't be, because you're too damn nosy. Leave it up to the Michelle to field. I'll wait for preseason to get started and need to hurry up, because I'm tired of all y'all jibber jabbering. We don't know who's going to start quarterback yet. Both of them hurt. So wait. Yeah. That's it for me. Ha! Glad to be back. Back!
Give it up, y'all, for my guy, your guy. Another installment of Sizzle.
I got nothing.
Fizz.
I got nothing.
Yeah, y'all know Sizzle. Y'all know Sizzle.
He
Wow,
done
boy.
shut it down, D Sizzle.
Hey, look,
I want to make
I knew it was
a
going to be
general
when I heard the
statement.
Undertaker music. You know?
The stigma of the black quarterback has been around since the 70s. Here in San Diego, we had a quarterback named James Harris that never got his shot because Dan Fouts was allowed to fail. Doug Williams was on an expansion team. He pretty much got beat up, ran out of town, had to wait for his turn with the Washington Redskins as a backup to win a Super Bowl to get respect. It is slowly changing. It is changing for the better, but it's slow.
I agree.
We need to see at least 10 to 12 black quarterbacks in the league all starting because we have the talent there. The draft this year proved it. The two highest players in the NFL right now are black quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. Think of the stigma they had to go through. Lamar Jackson was recruited as a cornerback in the combine. Jalen Hurts, they never thought he was going to be anything. Was thrown away at Alabama. Had to prove himself at Oklahoma. Then when he got to the Eagles, he had to wait his turn. When he got his turn, stumbled a little bit. They were ready to throw him out. And he had a fantastic – it's changing. But we need to see it. We need the old guard out because there's still that guard that wants a classic drop-back passer, and the game is not built like that anymore.
Not at
It's
all.
not.
Well, what I want to say to you, Tara, when I saw your tweet initially, I forgot what my response was, but what I told you, in my opinion, it doesn't really move the needle because we've seen this before. You know, we've seen, talented brothers. We've seen it before. It's like 3-card Monty, show you the sleight of hand and shit. Okay, well, here's the card. Before you know it, these brothers out the league.
When they pony that guaranteed money up, man.
Remember that brother Ray Lucas? Remember Lucas from the Jets?
Who, Lucas?
Yeah, Lucas from the Jets.
Yes, I remember him. Number 8.
Decent. Where you at, Dave? Where you at?
Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. It's 3-card Monty. The card is here, but it ain't there.
I
it
don't remember Lucas, but
yeah.
I gotta say,
Jets.
man, when they lay them guaranteed dollars on these guys, man,
Most of these brothers don't make a contract.
You because they don't get that guaranteed money away. And guys, like I think the first 6 were Deshaun. We got Jalen Hurts. I think Dak Prescott was number 10, and Lamar. And man, when they giving them guaranteed dollars, you can talk all you want, you can throw tokens all you want, but when they lay them guaranteed dollars on you, and 70% of your, I think Russell Wilson's up there. It was 6 of them in the top 10, and total of 70% of the top 10 is the highest paid on their franchise in the league. And you know, not to mention Patrick Mahomes. They, you know, it's changed. If you come in there and produce, as EPMD said, I produce and get loose. So when it's time to perform, I mop a supper like mop and glow. That's word is born. If you get in there and do it.
All right.
They're from New York, Jew. By the way, just so you know, EPMD.
They gonna give it to you.
New York.
Yeah, you just getting hit from Florida to New York all day, Jew.
Hey man, I'm East Coast, West Coast, and worldwide.
I'm still angry. I'm still angry
Hey,
at
look.
the Ravens because all he's done is perform ever since he's been given the starter's mantle from Joe Flacco, and they waited until the last minute to actually pay this man.
I know, man.
MVP. What was Lamar Jackson's words when he got drafted? I want to see if any of y'all remember. You remember his words when they interviewed him when he was up there with Dion?
He said, I'm a quarterback.
Yeah, Dion up there. You know, he said they're gonna get a couple of Super Bowls out of me, man. That was his exact words. They're gonna get a couple of Super Bowls out of me.
Hey, I went up there, man.
That shit there. That is bold. That is bold as hell for.
He was.
Man.
You know what?
Hey, 49er dude, that's how New York got its old bars.
They said he couldn't win a playoff. They said Lamar Jackson couldn't win a playoff game. We haven't really equipped him with the staff to take him deep into the playoffs because he's had to run 50 times a game. He now has a number one receiver. He actually has receivers now. So we're going to see what he can do.
Do he really? Is Odell really? Now, if he get D-Hop, that's legit.
The receivers they got in that draft,
right? D-Hop,
suffice, though.
Well, that's what everybody waiting on. See where D-Hop gonna land, man.
I think it's.
Hey, look.
I think Bill Belichick out there, like,
look, I want him back in the AFC.
We got some money for it.
We ain't gonna get him away. Send him back. Send him to the AFC.
They're talking about he wants to come here. My question is, where are we gonna put him?
And how we gonna pay him?
We gonna pay him. That's what I'm thinking. Right? Where the money gonna come from?
In Bitcoin.
Hey.
Start giving up stakes to the team. To the team. Ain't that what Casey did with Mahomes with Patty?
It is.
Yeah,
give him stock options.
But hey, look, but to bring it back to our team, I just want the fan base to get behind Trey if he come out and ball out like they did Purdy. They crowned Purdy after 2 games. Purdy was crowned after 2 games. Had that same energy when it comes to Trey. If that man comes out and ball out, if he comes out and lay an egg, we're gonna be on his ass just like the rest of y'all.
Oh yeah,
that's all I have.
But
he can get it too.
But
and he was easily crowned because look who he replaced.
And like I told y'all before, if you just don't want to like him, if you don't want to like him because he's black, remember he's mixed, like his white side.
that didn't work.
His white side.
That didn't work for Colin Kaepernick on this team. What makes you think it's going to work for Trey Lance?
Well, look, we growing like his white side. His hair don't all the way nap up. It's still a little bit straight. So like like his white side.
You got a black hairline though.
Yeah, he do. He do.
I want to get into this comment, guys. We got 49ers.
That black gene, but boy, Trey.
That's another great point.
That was awesome. Like
we weren't intelligent enough.
Right. At one point, they didn't think we were smart enough for the position. with a bunch of BS.
Dude, that was dope, man. That was dope. That was dope.
And to me, bits of that old way of thinking kind of still out there.
It is. That's why I said earlier. That old mentality's got to go. It's slowly going out the door.
Yeah,
slowly.
right.
Now, the next one the next subject I want to broach, it might be for another time. I see we are 129 and 43 seconds, but black head coaches.
Oh yeah,
That, my
main thing.
friends.
Well, that's for another show, and we will have
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show.
I started to bring it up earlier, but that's why I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
It reminded me because you brought up Fritz Pollard, who was a player coach, and
yes,
the first
African. He was
the first African American player. Yeah, but it took several years for us to get Art Shell, Silverado Kev, and Dan can attest. And then we got a trickle, we got some, and then they set them up in bad positions where that quarterback's sorry, and your salary cap is hell, and you do a little something and they throw them. But we're gonna do that in ownership as well. You're right, D Sizzle.
Yeah, that too.
Can we go back to 49er dudes? Can we go back to 49er dudes point there?
We got to give him his props.
I'm going to disagree with you there. Number one, he was drafted in the first round. And if he's balling out like he is in OTAs, there's going to be a competition. There has to be. Whether it will be a fair competition or not is another matter. But there will be a competition. They cannot look at him in OTAs balling out and not give him a shot.
Not acknowledge that, yeah.
Hey, Dave, I agree. I agree to that, and I'm gonna add some to that too, right? This whole competition thing, and this is I've said this for months now, and I'm standing on this, whether I'm right or wrong. Just for the future of the franchise, and for what's best right now, and what's best for Brock Purdy. You start Purdy on the pup list, right?
Yep.
That man all the time he needs to recuperate, get better, get back, get reacclimated, whatever. And you avoid them trying to start him for whatever reason. And next thing you know, you see him on the sideline with an ice pack every time he out the field, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and it gives Trey the chance he deserves, not needs, deserves to show why we drafted him. Yeah, I agree. Expecting him to start with so little experience was malpractice, but storing him for the future, I agree with. So you start Purdy on the pup list. Let Trey do his thing. Whenever Brock's healthy, in the event we need him for whatever reason, Lord Jesus, no injury, but having Brock Purdy as QB2 is great insurance, right? So I'm just saying you cannot not look at what Trey has been doing, how hard he's been working, whether Purdy is healthy or not. Like you just said, he was drafted in the first round. You know what I'm saying? So if he's healthy and looking good versus the last pick in the draft, who looked good for 8 games, you can't just say, you know what, go back out there. Nah, he was there before you. So he's the first opportunity too, and he was hurt, but now he's healthy and looking good.
And the competition has to be a well-balanced, cured Brock Purdy versus a well-balanced, cured Trey Lance now.
Right.
Hey, you know what though? Hey, mark my words. Mark my words. In the event, and this time I gotta say this, in the event that both Brock and Trey are healthy, and we go into the season, and Brock isn't looking the way he did, they're gonna say, well, he was hurt. Not because Trey outplayed him, but because, he was coming off a surgery.
Probably. But if Trey can come in there and show me, because Trey's gonna get all the reps in the preseason. He's gonna get, because they ain't gonna, they don't even play the starters much in the preseason. If Trey come out there and do some astronomical stuff, hey, we really talking.
If Trey does what he is supposed to do, there is no way being drafted that high that they're going to sit him on the bench.
You you can't use preseason as a gauge, man, because it's not even. The snaps aren't even. The competition isn't even.
Competition is definitely not even.
So
this is my thing.
Base that decision on how they perform in preseason.
Right. Okay, let me say this. This is my thing. Like I say, nobody here has anything against Purdy. I just know better. You know, I've seen flaws, and you know, he's been coached different. Like Kyle's not snapping the ball and running him in between guards and tackles. He's not doing that. He's not doing that.
Because he can.
But yeah, you're right. But just because you can do something don't mean you should do it. And as a result, look what happened with Trey. If he just sit back and let Trey play the position, let him sit back, let him dink and dunk here and there, let him stretch the field when he has to. What Purdy's doing to me is just a simple strategy, man. It's like boxing. If I'm jabbing you to the head, you're gonna put your hands up to your head, then I'm gonna hit your body. So if he's dinking and dunking, everybody's playing up. Now he can go deep. He can throw his deep shots. Now he can get his one-on-one coverages. I mean, I think he's a great system quarterback. But do I think he's, you know, the end-all, be-all? Nah, man. Nah. He's a good
I
number.
think
say,
Trey Lance. Oh, go ahead, Tarrerdome.
All I can say is the facts were laid before me.
I saw it. I get it.
Everybody in Kyle Shanahan's system at the quarterback position, to include Mullins, to include C.J. Beathard, to include Jimmy G, and anybody else he might have threw out there. And from my eyes, since 2017, this kid came in and performed more brilliantly than any other quarterback that has played in the Kyle Shanahan system. I don't want to say that he is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Is he John Elway? Is he Patrick Mahomes? Whatever. But this system for the San Francisco 49ers and what Kyle Shanahan does, the speedo concepts, the snag concepts, the slide, and the stretch, horizontal stretch, this dude does it brilliantly. He just does.
So yes, I agree with that.
Intangibles. He's fourth level in his processing, and he's looking receivers off. You know, Silverado, you know, we got to manipulate with our eyes the safety and the middle linebacker. Jimmy G been playing in the league 8 years and can't do that. You know, you got to be nimble in the pocket. You got to hit off your back foot and be ready for the 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop. This dude was doing it like a 5-year pro.
Sarah, I ain't got you, bro.
Hey, Tara.
You keep describing Purdy.
Like, Jimmy's no hanging
we're
fruit.
not saying the same things. We all agree with Purdy's greatness.
We agree with that.
There's no.
Hey, look.
Trey can take the time.
And here's the question: when that system fails,
go ahead.
Think about it, man. Everything you just said about Purdy, right? The plays you ran, you know, the Y2 banana snag, you know, concepts, slide concepts. He didn't give Trey that same playbook, so you can't say. I mean, yes, I'm not taking him from Brock. He came everything you said he did. It came in and did as a rookie. The last player in the goddamn draft, he did. I'm not taking nothing from that. But Trey hasn't had the opportunity to operate with his skill set within that same playbook that Brock Purdy had. And with the same weapon.
And here's the other question.
I have to push back with why. Either because he had
because of injury, mainly. Because of injuries.
But before Brock even got there, I'm talking about the year prior to, either it was the injuries or Kyle just saw a deficiency in this kid that says, maybe I don't trust it. And the reason I have to say that is because he's just in March of 2023 going and doing what I told him in March of 2022 to do. I told him to go to Tom House. Tom House is my guy, but he goes to Jeff Christensen and works on those mechanics and tries to clean up flaws. He was dropping it below his waist and stuff like that. It was something that made Juszczyk say, we're finally back to 49er football after Trey got hurt.
Okay, see,
it's not. I just want to take the opportunity to say. that what ain't nobody never said about quarterback ever Let's see what he do when defense gets tape on him. Let's see how he come out. Let's see how he do.
Now, Terry, you know that defensive coordinators don't have a day off.
Yeah.
While we sitting here talking our ish, they studying Brock. They studying his every move, and I don't think he's that hard to figure out. I'm sorry.
Here's my question:
he's that hard to figure out
because Shanahan's system is not foolproof every game.
No.
Eventually, you've got to go away from that system, and when you do, which quarterback threatens the defense more? Is it Brock Purdy, or is it a guy that can still open up the running game with the threat of running, still make cornerbacks jealous because of that 70-yard deep ball, still intimidate linebackers like that kid from the Cardinals that he just ran over in his first game? Trey Lance is a bigger threat. Period.
That's better arm talent.
And when Kyle and when they drafted Trey, they knew Trey was a project. They knew Trey only had one full season of college football under his belt. But they seen the talent in the kid.
Right.
They liked what they heard from him. They liked his brain. They seen the talent on the field, and that's what they went with. They knew it was going to take time to get Trey ready to play. Like Don said earlier, Brock done been a 4-year starter in college football, so we expect for him to come out a little bit more poised. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more ready than Trey.
Again.
And then Brock didn't start Brock didn't come in week one. Brock didn't come in week one and do this. Brock sat half of the fucking season, and he was able to sit there and watch Jimmy mistakes. He had people in his ear. He had time to practice against the team and practice playing scout team quarterback. He had all of that, all those chances. Trey just got through right in the fire because when he got in as a rookie, hurt his finger. Messed up that whole year.
I'm glad
the very fact that George Kittle,
Trey had a whole year to watch Jimmy G as well, right? He had as many games to watch Jimmy G as well. See, we were grading it on a different scale. We're moving the goalposts a little bit. This kid did this as
I'm just using the scale they using.
We are 2 years.
I'm using the same scale everybody else uses.
I'll say this right here. When you
Brock Purdy wasn't injured his first year until that NFC Championship game. Trey was injured 2 years in a row. The very fact that George Kittle, a guy who never played with Trey Lance, is inviting him as one of the 2 quarterbacks for tight end university shows his progress. That's why I say
Trey a bad boy, man. That's all I got to say.
Trey a bad boy. Same guy who wouldn't line up and play with him those first 2 games of this year.
But now you know he ain't got no choice for real.
You telling me your back was hurt, and then Jimmy G get in there, and all of a sudden I'm healed up. Lord Jesus, I went to Reverend Light.
Because he knew he was a threat.
He would not say that though.
Even being injured.
And this is the same guy that I heard Juszczyk say we back to 49er football. This is the same guy where y'all saying this word if, which is a conditional conjunction. If Kyle changes the game plan, if he has everybody there, if he can ball out, if he had more time, if he goes to the right coach, every time you say if, it's 33% impossibility. Every time
I just want Trey to get the same opportunity. I just want Trey to get the same opportunity.
3 times, I ain't gonna say something's impossible, but I'll say you done gave me about 99% impossibility because either Kyle shows you who you are in playoff games, dude. When Jimmy G went to the playoffs against Minnesota, how many times we run that ball?
He took the ball from him.
He had the ball from him. How many times we ran that ball? He was telling Jimmy G everything about him. He said, "Man,
well, Tara, answer me this.
My running game. I can't mess with you. Go ahead."
Hey, Hugh. I'm sorry, bro. I got to call your government. Answer me this. Amen. You take the air out the ball in the NFC Championship game, and in the Super Bowl do what?
He put it in his
Throw the game
hand.
away. You took the
Yeah.
ball. You took the out the ball to get to
I
the Super Bowl. You
know.
get the Super
He
Bowl.
totally
and you give him the
nutted
ball
up.
to throw the game away.
And that's a Kyle Shanahan deal, man. I was down there in Miami. I took D and my daughter Kennedy eating all the shrimp and drinking all the drinks, man.
Man, you bragging.
Everything was moved up, and them Chiefs fans was talking junk, and we had them on the ropes like Ali
Yeah, we had
Frazier. And he turned
Well,
around. We
then
ran
calm
a
down,
6-point
Saucy,
forward
let him
game.
throw the
He
damn
turned
ball.
around, started throwing it, and give it.
Come on, Tarrerdome.
I was hurt. I was crushed, man. I was crushed.
Hey, look, man. I've been going to say something for a while, and I'm gonna try to get it out now.
Go ahead.
Tarrerdome, again. I'm not saying, or we're not saying, what you're saying is incorrect.
No,
But both can be true simultaneously.
True.
What you're saying and what we're saying can both be true simultaneously. But I will also say this: all that praise you gave Brock over Trey, you got to realize Brock was a 4-year starter, so there's no way, unless Trey was the freaking child prodigy, he gonna come in making the decisions and doing the things Brock did off the bench cold, as you expect Trey to, because he has had the experience. So that don't mean he's not smart.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
No. I'm gonna say this though. It's my belief in my heart. If you flip-flopped him and you put Trey in that situation, not only would he have done the same things Brock did, but at a higher level because he's the bigger threat.
Okay. We'll see. We're gonna lay it out after OTAs. We're gonna look at it and
you can't say that though, because it's not the same scenario or situation.
We're making it's never gonna be right. The only way you can do it is eliminate Brock off the team or something. We can't get the same people and the same plays and the same opponents together and make this hypothetical. We can't do that and put Trey in versus Brock. We're never going to be able to do that. But all I know is we have this short window of having some of the best at the position. And we got a kid who can do it for $900,000 a year, do it at a 5-year level and do it better than anybody else. We got a finite sense of time, and that's what the San Francisco 49ers see. And it ain't whether you black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, listen to the words that I am speaking. That's a bar. Y'all can use that one. Throw that one away.
All right.
And I just see what I see. And they see what they see. This kid is doing quarterback 301, and we ain't got but 2 more years. Man, George Kittle can't stay here. Our defensive linemen, we not going to be able to keep these guys. We're not going to keep a Travarius Ward. We're not going to be able to keep all this together at their prime. We got to do this right now. And what hurt us last year, we were 13-4. If we would have won in Chicago, if we would have won in Denver, games we should have won, we would have been at least 14
but you're blaming
15 and 2
you're
and have
blaming
the
the
number 1
quarterback.
seed in the NFC East.
For Chicago,
You're blaming
Chicago,
the
you have to look at that
quarterback
game
for that
holistic-
Chicago
holistic.
game when that
the
defense
defense gave up
those stupid
2 plays.
penalties really cost us the game.
Not just that, Debo fumbles in the red zone. Our opening drive. So that was a collective
But it's
effort.
Trey's fault,
Yeah,
though.
And in Denver, Jimmy G, threw a pick 8 and stood on racism, which is in the back of the Bible. I get it.
But it's Trey's fault, though.
By the way, since
My man
Tarrerdome's
stood
been
on
quoting
racism.
songs,
My point is, we just got to get these
Tarrerdome has
wins
been quoting
early.
songs, we do not own the rights to those lyrics. Just want to put that out there.
Those are mine. That black, white, Chinese. I borrowed that from my boy Freaky D. We had the 2-part team when I was 14 years old. We were the best rappers in Richmond. The B-Boys crew might say something about that, but shout out to the B-Boys crew. Y'all know what it was. Hey.
What?
That's what the B-Boys are saying right now. Let's go back and cover this whole thing holistically. Let's be honest here. And we're gonna go back. Just Kyle, you said they know what they see. Do they really know what they see? Because remember, they ain't want nothing to do with Jimmy G last year.
Yeah, they wanted Jimmy G up out of there.
They didn't even let that motherfucker on nowhere near the facility.
They
nothing.
didn't even
All
give
of
him a
Trey gets
playbook.
Jimmy
They
got
said,
guy.
yeah, get him out of there. We rolling with Trey Lance, and he had to go to the players and tell them, hey, man, warm up the Trey. I know. And then they did the worst thing you could ever do, man. I knew it was bad when they did it. They brought in Jimmy G on that incentive-laced contract. You got to get that guy out of the building, man. You got to get it.
That was mistake number one.
Be this guy's stuff. They didn't do that with Patrick Mahomes. They didn't do that with Josh Allen. They didn't do that when you got your guy in the building, man. You send that veteran on away from there. Don't let the team sit around, man, because Jimmy G used to get all those guys laid in Vegas probably, and it was an allegiance, and that locker room was cut.
Hypothetically, Jimmy was the girlfriend, the pretty girlfriend that the mediocre, the ugly dude never could get.
Yep.
Finally got him a pretty girl. Now he don't want to get rid of her, no matter how horrible she is to him.
You never let that.
If
you get married, you cannot let your side piece stay with y'all.
Yeah, you can't let happy hour go on too long. you can't let happy hour. You can't let happy hour go on too long, man.
You can't do it. It's never gonna work. Or you get married to a woman who was married before. You can't let the dude stay there with y'all. Get him up out of the building. He's still laughing. Hey man, y'all forgive me. I'm wide open. Some of y'all from my church and everything, man. I'm just real talk with now.
Real
they
talk,
bring it out of me. They bring it out.
You can't help it, man. Like you say, when you come on real talk, real stuff just come out your mouth, man. You don't even mean
That's all I can relate it to. Don't let the side piece stay with y'all. Y'all just got married. Trey, that should have been exclusively Trey's team. It should have been understood.
Yes.
I bet Mike Tomlin and going. I'm sorry, I'm segueing a little bit. I bet Mike Tomlin would have came in there and said, "Look, and with them eyes from Newport News, Virginia, William and Mary, Virginia. Shout out Mike Tomlin would have said, "Hey, this is Trey's team. Yeah, we sent Jimmy G on away from there. Yeah, we got what we could for him. Thank you, Jimmy G, for these wins that you got. But I'm sorry, it's over now. It's no need to discuss it. I'm bad. It's no discuss. It's no debate. Bye.
And if you go back to our shows, around that time. That's exactly what we were saying. We did not want Jimmy on that team at all, dude. We wanted him gone.
But that's the difference between a coach who's actually the head of the team,
yes,
and a coach and a GM that can't decide who's the head.
There it is.
Yep.
A leader of men versus you got this from a little bit of nepotism. You got this position because they labeling you genius and stuff like that. And you ain't did it yet, bro. You need Super Bowls under your belt.
Yep. And it's the same. My wife used to always, she still says every now and then, what doesn't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And sometimes there's a locker room in this team.
It's a bar.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, bars.
Give me my props, man.
I'm willing to roll with whichever quarterback wins the competition. Just actually win the competition.
Make it a real competition.
Make it a real competition.
Yes, sir. That's all. Hey, that's all I ask.
Because we like them. But let me get back to Kyle. Like I said, do they really know what they're seeing? Because remember, they wanted no parts of Jimmy until my man gets hurt. Then it's like, oh, Jimmy, come on in here, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't see.
But it had affected them already because they calling it different and they got the locker room. He takes his cues from the locker room.
And these dudes that I'm making my point on, you got to see it. I don't mean to pump other programs like that, but I got to get his brother props, Grant and his father. They had me on the floor when it's actually comical.
Yeah.
He comes and saves his ass, and he comes and saves his ass. They break down about 5 different scenarios where quarterbacks came in and just did the unexpected.
Yes,
and in doing so, saved Kyle.
Yeah,
he got saved a few times. Let's be honest.
I be mad at Grant a lot because he's a low key closet Philadelphia Eagle fan. I can tell. Hey, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
He was
A
right.
broken clock is right twice a day, and
You're right.
hey, him and Daddy Cohen be on it. And it's like, hey, you gotta look at it. Yeah, that happened.
You know, we talked about this on the phone, but like I'm saying, if you go to that particular, I forget, they're talking about Trey. It was one of the Trey episodes they did, one of the later ones, and they bring up that point. These guys wanted nothing to do with Jimmy, and over time, it's just been guys that have just stepped up and came in and won a string of games to save his ass.
Yeah.
So does he really know what he's seeing? And that's what concerns me. Does he really know what he's seeing? Like with Trey, that really shouldn't be this hard to coach the kid.
Here's the deal, man. I know
Is he brave enough to make that call? That's the question.
Here's the deal. And Silverado Kev, you can attest to this. There are designers and there are stylists. A designer is your Donna Karan. A designer is your Hugo Boss. A designer is, a Christian Dior or whatever would have you. But a stylist will take several different designs, ask you the occasion, ask what you're trying to do, and put those clothes on you to make you look $1 million. I say that because Kyle is a designer. That's a great design you have in this offense. But a real coordinator will know to put this on and put that play there, and this is the time for this, and that's the time for that. He will take your design and put it on players and make the most of them and their abilities at the time in which they're supposed to use it.
Okay, a la Kaepernick. I'm going to bring that up because Jim Harbaugh knew Kaepernick, wasn't the greatest reader or the most cerebral quarterback. And that's my brother. I love Kaepernick. He's my hero. But he wasn't. What he was athletic and he was polarizing. And Harbaugh knew that.
Yes, sir. And him and Greg Roman put something together to have him do it. He split the field in half. They ran floods to one side. You look for different levels. And if it ain't there, buddy, I got a hole for you. Just take on off. He made it good for him. He put him in the shotgun. Hell, he put him in the pistol. He was like, this is what we need here. This is what we'll do for you. I'm gonna employ it to your strengths. We're gonna make you a household name. We're gonna have everybody doing that. That's a designer. What Kyle, that's a stylist. But what Kyle is doing, hey, this is my design. When I made it, I'm Tommy Hilfiger. I did not make it for you African Americans. I made this everything.
Yes, sir.
I made it for him.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I love this team, but I just don't know if this brother is capable of really getting the most out of African American quarterbacks. And it's sad that it should come down to color like that. But come on, man. You know this game. You've been around this game with your daddy. You coined your own style, like you say. Would you call him a stylist?
He's a designer.
He designed the Shanahan offense.
And this and that. He don't know how to style this offense. He ain't styling it right. And let's
see if his design takes shape during training camp with a well-oiled Trey Lance. That will be the test.
Because Trey ready. And I think
we'll see if he can style him. We'll see if he can style him.
Well, I think you did it on the head, man, when you said
right.
When you hit it on the head when he was saying like Purdy, a lot of that stuff was audible. He was audible out of a lot of that shit.
Oh man,
you seen the way he plays breaking down.
Purdy came in like Andre 3000. He said, "Hey man, I'll take it. I'll take that feather boa, put it around my neck."
That's why he
come in here. I don't care what you design.
Who's from the South, by the way? He's from the South, by the way.
I'm gonna disagree with that statement. Right there. He said last season, if Brock Purdy won those many strings of games, there was no way that next season he wasn't going to get a shot. This is all about an even shot.
Okay.
You can't dismiss what Brock Purdy did
respect it.
last season. He deserves a shot at the number one, just as Trey deserves a shot at the number one. Let the best quarterback win. Make it a fair competition.
Listen,
That's
you got
all we're
two
saying.
quarterbacks. You got
That's
two
all I
quarterbacks
ask.
that are both injured, both out due to injury. So you got to make it a competition. You can't give one over the other. I understand we saw a little bit more of Purdy under the lights, but you got to get Trey still him being the misnomer unproven. You still can't throw the baby out with the bathwater there. You got to see what he has. And if he goes somewhere else, he balls out. Oh baby.
Yeah.
Listen, you can have Nick Patty Mahomes for all we know. This is what I'm saying.
That's what he's been looking like.
Or you could have another Sam Darnold.
No, we're not. No, we're not putting that out there.
Oh, what? It's gotta go.
Nope.
He can humanly possibly.
Well, I'm just saying, in the contemplation of ifs, I don't think there's another team that has the best running back in the game, probably the number 2 tight end, the best wide back, and a legitimate 1,000-yard receiver with a Hall of Fame left guard and Pro Bowl center, and hopefully McKivitz or my boy that's coming from Shepherd University. Somebody at tackle. It's not another team that is looking for a starting quarterback that has that. I'm just saying that the likelibility of him just falling into the exact same scenario isn't that prevalent unless there's a catastrophic injury to somebody like Patrick Mahomes. So the fear of he might go somewhere and really, really shine, it would have to be at the San Francisco 49ers. And this is where he should be.
And this is where he wants to be.
And this is where he want to be.
Damn it, you gave up the
farm to get him. You gotta
work and put the boy on the field.
Let me see what it is. Let me
develop the boy, put him on the field. But what I like what Trey's doing, he's taking his future into his own hands. He went out and found them guys to work out with. That come back, and brother, trust me, I believe in Trey. I think Trey gonna come out there and show his entire ass. I
sure hope so.
That's what I think is going to happen, man. Like I said, there's still a lot for Purdy. My thing is we haven't seen him in the rest yet. We've seen Trey in a few situations where he was pressured and he had to think his way out of that shit, and that's important. That to me, that's the true essence of a quarterback. How do you produce under? Can you produce under duress? Can you think under duress? I know what I've seen Purdy do. I've seen him run back. The shit he used to do in college. What was that? Where he runs back and starts that. What did he do?
Pirouette.
He starts turning around.
Yeah.
Left side boy. Like, come on, man.
Like Fran Tarkington.
And I'm not being negative. Listen, I've seen him do that. I've also seen him dance in the pocket too long, which is what got his elbow hurt. And all he had to do was step up.
If
dude hits
the block, if number 81 gets that block, I mean, man, that thing was wide open. Ayuk was running a 7 route. I remember I wrote it all down.
He got to happened
in the corner.
7 minutes left in the first quarter. He got hit by number 7. Ayuk was running a 7 route, which is a flag. We were playing, it was a 2nd and 5. We were playing on the 29th. 9 minus 2 is 7. And number 81, 8 minus 1, 7, missed the block.
Oh, conspiracy theorist.
You got to know what
I'm just saying, out of all that to happen at one time,
that sounds like the Kaepernick curse to me.
Caps
to you.
Kaepernick where he wore number 7. I'm just saying, maybe it's got to be something there. And Hassan Riddick wore number 7. I don't know what happened there, man. But it's a play that we run. It's a play we run all the time. But you gotta make the block. I don't know why this kid whipped, but I tell you what, that new kid we got, Brandon Willis. Mr. Croft, you can leave now. Validate his parking. Mr. Secretary, you're done. You're done. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Croft went to 49 South down there in Miami.
Okay, go on down there and miss some blocks, and let's see how Tua does when he misses that block. Because Tua, who I
He should
love
be in the league
very
no more.
much, and is
Tua
an
need to stop.
African American quarterback, you can't be missing blocks with these guys, man. And that
at all.
Nope.
And by the way, Juice's brother is a Dolphin fan. And
hey,
another one we ain't seen. Like we kicked their ass, we ain't seen him. Every time I see this dude, when I went out to Atlanta, he done there talking shit.
You know, I was looking for him after I left that Miami game.
oh man, it was some content creators, man. I ain't gonna say no names. They know who they were. They were scared Miami week. They were worried about Tyreek Hill. They said, man, normally I just pull for the 49. I don't know if we gonna win this. I said, what? I don't care nothing about the Miami.
And we was on here talking cash money shit.
Yes.
Hey, and then that first play of the game, Sherfield went for about 75. I was like, uh-oh. Let me see what's gonna happen here.
I see that being cleared up this year with Wilkes. A lot of them blown coverages. He gonna clean all that shit up.
Oh, Wilkes is good, man. I watched him down here in Carolina. This dude, he simplifies it, a complicated thing. He's a teacher. He's a teacher and a professor of the secondary, man. You're gonna see some guys take some real big steps. I'm thinking for Sam Womack, he's gonna take a wonderful step. Luter. I'm hearing big things about him, man.
I got a good feeling about Luter. I'm not saying I know much about him, but I just got a gut feeling that he's gonna be.
I love what DeMarco did last season, but the thing I like about Wilkes is he plays to the opponent's strengths. Therefore, we're not going to see all zone coverage. If he's
gonna play man to man.
If it's an advantage to play man to man, he'll do it.
Yeah.
If it's an advantage to play zone, he'll drop back and do it. It's not the same old defense week after week.
Yes.
Because there have been plenty of times where Darius Ward just plays off of somebody and he gets beat.
Yeah, he was getting exposed a little bit last year.
Yeah.
Playoffs. He's getting exposed a little bit.
Yeah, and it was a lot to put him. It's Mabel coverage. You play man to the two receiver side, and you play zone, and you got cover 6, which is quarter, half on the other. We're a 3 deep zone type of team. We've always been there. The key to our defense,
Cover 3,
and what everybody will try to run the San Francisco 49er defense, but the key to what we have linebackers.
Yes,
can cover like safeties, cover people.
A lot of these guys were former safeties. A lot of these linebackers.
They
are wonderful, and other teams simply don't have it. The Washington football team, Redskins, Commodores, Commanders. They got some good frontline people. And they got you caught that, right? Secondary guy, but they just don't have the linebackers to do what we do, man. Shout out to Fred Warner and Greenlaw. Aziz is gone, but I'm thinking McCrary Ball.
Really,
whoever we put in that third linebacker.
All right.
McCrary Ball.
The two things we are sure of on this defense is we have the best linebacking core, and every year we find somebody on that front line that just shines.
Yes.
Chris Kocurek does his magic every year.
And we done brought in Javon. Is it Javon Hargrave? He said he goes by Javon. Man, this is gonna it's gonna get real out here. It's gonna get real.
Hey, Tarrerdome, to that point, we brought in Hargrave, right? To go ahead and bolster that D line from the interior as well. The thing about the cover 3, when it was best ran, we saw it with the Legion of Boom. They ran this cover 3 with consistent pressure up front. That's the key to cover 3. The end zone, basically, but especially cover 3 is that quick pressure.
The rush and the coverage are married. They're married. They're married.
Really
and people
that quick pressure.
People will say, well, the secondary is more important, or they'll say the defensive line is more important. No, man, it works in tandem. The better your rush, the more you can get these quarterbacks off of the block, make them feel uncomfortable. The more you can get internal pressure in the middle of the field coming at them, the more it forces into mistakes, seeing ghosts, all types of stuff, and it's going to open opportunities for turnovers in the back end.
And I don't know.
I agree. But hold on. I got a rebuttal for you, right?
Go ahead.
You're right. The pass rush and the coverage in the secondary are married, right?
Yes.
But I would argue that the pass rush is 1A and the secondary is 1B. Let me tell you why. Because a good defense can survive without a top secondary so long as that pass rush is top tier. But a top tier secondary even is going to struggle if they got to cover all day.
Man, if that secondary ain't right and you getting people wide open in 2.5 seconds, these quarterbacks are trained to beat you and kill you. You gotta have that secondary. You got to have that secondary. You're gonna get more during the game. You're gonna get approximately 33 pass attempts. We're lucky if we get 6. We're lucky if we get 3 sacks. Really, 2 or 3 sacks on average in the NFL is a pretty decent game. You want more than that, obviously, but usually it's about 2 to 3 sacks on average. The rest of those 30 attempts, they lie within that secondary. And you got to hope you getting rushed to get them off the slot. Hopefully they'll miss or something like that. Because
you don't necessarily need a sack. You just need to make them hurry. Is anybody else excited that for the first time with Hargraves there, we have a double-digit guy in the middle that can actually produce sacks since DeForest Buckner?
Yes, sir.
And look, and you're right, Dave.
We should have never got rid of Buckner, man. We should have made it happen with Buckner.
Both are bust. And Dave, you're absolutely correct. At this point in time, I love Drake Jackson. I love Amenahu and all the other guys we had off the edge as secondary type guys. But it was pretty much both or bust when it came to a game.
Yeah, it was all single digit sack guys.
Take the pressure off of him.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
and
I'm hoping. I'm hoping to
sign
another free. It's money for a free agent out there, like an Ngakoue, it's going to be a splash guy. We're going to get somebody else who ain't there yet. But boy, when we get that, I don't know, the trade will pull off or something. But we always make the mid-season splash, or we're gonna get somebody who is going to be a splash dude to go opposite of Nick Bosa. And then we can all, like Della Reese said in Harlem Nights, we can all be some fighting MFers in here tonight.
Right here. Yep.
All right, y'all. So y'all know the deal is getting a little late. Y'all know on the East Coast. I'm up with the Roosters, man. So
oh yeah, man. Get your rest. I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, you're a lucky dude, man. You're a lucky dude, my brother.
Hey, I had to work hard to get that day off.
I can dig it. So
I heard that.
Yeah. So
YouTube, you heard it was his original lyrics, so we don't want to see any emails about copyright this week.
Hey, that's me. I got that from Freaky D. What's up, Freak? You out there, baby. 2-part team.
So with that being said, guys, hey,
and we
all right,
and we
out. All right. First and foremost, we want to thank the Real Talkers. We want to thank Real Talkers. You could have been anywhere you wanted to be on this beautiful Wednesday evening, but you chose to be here with the crew and our special guest. Tarrerdome. So let's give it up, y'all, for the Real Talkers. Hey.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Let's give it up for our guest, the Martin Luther King and 49er talk. Tarrerdome49ers.
Here we go again.
God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God keep y'all, man.
And I got to give a shout out to the crew. Couldn't be here because he had to make that money. Let's give it up for King Cersei, aka Dollar Bill. So
Dollar Bill.
I'm sure not least. Y'all know. Super Dave. Yo, G. The Real Talk 90 Talk crew, y'all. Let's give it up. And y'all know the deal. Like we always say around this time, stay faithful, but more importantly, stay real. Because if you're not real, it makes no sense to be faithful. Get us on out of here, Jim.
I know we went a little long tonight, but hey, appreciate y'all for hanging in there with us, rocking out with us, man. Awesome show, fellas. Terror, hey, you always welcome, my brother.
Yes,
hey, man, anytime you want to come on and preach, just let us know. That man, a little awesome show, man. And
take your time, Pastor.
Hey, look, hopefully things start to get a little better, man, when it comes to our black brothers at the QB position. All the arrows are pointing up so far. Know what I mean? I'm behind Trey 100%, and I rock with Brock too. So, man, at the end of the thing, I just want to see the 49ers win, just like we all do. So let's get it. Niner gang over everything. We out. Stay tuned for our track.
Hold on.
Whoa.
I want to do it earlier, and Don, you didn't do your thing, so I had to jump in. I want to shout out our guy, Real Talk Certified Antonio Aravello, for the invitation to the function, the barbecue on Saturday in San Jose.
My dude.
Always good food. You can show Real Talk love. You played our song at the barbecue. I shook hands and kissed babies. I met a lot of people, a couple rappers. Hey, Key Man, shout out to you. I the Niner, shout out to you. 49er Chill, shout out to you. Total Devastation, Group out of Frisco. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
I miss Quinn, man. I left when Quinn got there, but Quinn, I'll holler at you later, man. But yeah, man, shout out, bro. It was a nice little event, man. So, anybody I met, we took pictures with. I was a part of the video shoot. I didn't know they were shooting the video, but shout out to Antonio, man, for real. Much love. We appreciate you, man.
I'm going to don us the People's Podcast, pretty much.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Hey, trademark that, man. Make it your own. Make it your own. Hey, put that on LLC, baby.
And we gotta get the people what they want. You gotta get the people what they want. Every time.
That's right.
And that's that real, man.
That's the real, brothers. That's the real. So before we get out of here, I almost forgot. Couldn't get out of here without doing this. Where's my brother at? There's so much stuff going on here. Y'all can just see my screen, man. It's crazy. All right. Let's give it up for our partner in crime. Get him, boy. Get him, boy, in Real Talk.
Get him.
Yeah, man. That's what we do here.
Get him.
Get him.
Yeah, man. So one more time, Jew. Close us out. Get us on out of here, brother.
Once again, Real Talkers, we almost at 10K. We ain't nothing without y'all, man. So keep spreading the word. Keep getting people to tune in. Y'all keep tuning in. Keep coming in the chat. Keep keeping the show all spicy. Know what I mean? Keep coming with that heat. Keep coming with the real. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all too, man. And it's Niner gang over everything, like we always say at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
We out.
Also, we want to thank our brother 49er dude and that we debut
For the
track for Real Talk 9 to 12. Let's get it. You guys have a great evening.
Yep.
Big Smoke.
What's happening? Shit fighting a red eye, man.
We Total Devastation.
That's right. You can't do a touchdown without TD, baby.
We doing that Real Talk 9 to Talk.
Real talk, not at all.
I'm more worried about us doing our thing than anything else.
Real talk, not a talk.
I wasn't gonna say shit. I was just gonna let our team pull up to the stadium, get out the bus, beat their ass, and go home.
Welcome to the show. Say it with your chest. Identify yourself in the comments.
All right. Before we begin, introducing the Real Talk 9 Talk crew. Real thoughts, 9 thoughts infused. Silverado Care, do the great Super Day. They got 9 style, the host too cool to rate. Your views to debate about this 9 squad. Tap in on the entire squad and see, was it a fumble? Was it a catch? Was it a double? Did we play our best? 9ers in the building, say it with your chest. Still on the quest, striving for 6. That's 9 Talk, best in the West. Fighting for this 'cause we desire more, and that's Real Talk. Are you up for discussion? 9 gang over everything production, live with no interruptions. We talking red and gold. Real talkers in the building and them hating trolls. The broadcast ain't official without the Royal Niner animal.